Yeah, VideoAmp, our mission has been consistent since the company was founded, which will be 4 years here in early June, which is to really make cross-screen unification between TV and video much more seamless for both buyers and sellers. And as we enter into 2018, I think the business is very fast growing on much more of a enterprise software and data services side, where we have taken a lot of the past development cycles and partnership developments, which can take quite a long time, that are required for us to be able to actually create a scaled data set which truly integrates TV viewership with digital identity. And at that point, you now have an infrastructure where you can take any form of digital targeting or segmentation and apply it to both linear TV, OTT, and digital video. So that unification of the data has been really a very strong focus for our last sort of 18 months. And now we have software applications built on top of that data. And we're going to be rolling out all those products in the coming quarters.
So it's an evolution as a DSP, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the DSP for VideoAmp was a very first important step in establishing cross-screen video expertise, in being able to understand programmatic data that is coming from video. And we've only and always been exclusively focused on video, so we never went into display or other forms of digital media. And from there, we then quickly expanded into the television side, so both the television data side, understanding TV inventory, and the TV sort of tech stack, if you will. And now we're shifting our focus to be much more around data, workflow, and measurement. I think that's probably one of the most commonly heard things right now, and we're here in the upfront season at Cadence, a big event, right? And it's packed down there, and I think everyone wants to figure out, how is data going to be applied to television? Will audience-based and cross-screen transactions become a key part of how the upfront negotiations work? And that's precisely what we're focused on, is how do you make that happen? And it starts by understanding the data, and then you have to go through that process mapping, right? From the buy and the sell side, how do TV and digital teams and silos currently operate, and how can software actually take those silos away and make much more of a unified approach? The idea of programmatic TV, right, which sort of was like a 2014, that's where the industry was starting. And a lot of that was hey, if we can apply some form of indexing to inventory that's not relatively sold out, can we make a market with that? I think the market has moved past that, because sort of putting data on top of inventory that a brand advertiser, for example, doesn't necessarily want, and then you're saying it's just going to be more expensive, the market's really not going for that, right? But where I think where it is going is private marketplaces for linear TV, so premium broadcasters that actually are dealing with clients, so agencies and brands that are already committed to them with large upfront deals. How can you create more intelligent scatter opportunities for both buyer and seller? And that's an area that we're really starting to dig into now, which is if you take an upfront plan that's using digital data. So let's say you have an auto manufacturer who's used their own first-party data and some very high-quality data from IHS, and they have created an allocation of, let's say $100 million across 4 networks. If they want to spend the next $100 million and they want to use that same data to spend that next $100 million, can they do that? And how would you make that possible from a planning perspective? And then how do you create intelligent private marketplaces for premium inventory that extend off that upfront? I think you have to have that trust between buyer and seller, where they're already doing a lot of business together, and then I think you can create these kinds of new scatter market opportunities.